Hello all and welcome to TVM Academy. This is VARC 100, a free practice course for CAT verbal section. If you have not signed up for this course yet, please do so on our website. The link is available in the description of this video. RC number 16, let's begin. In the first paragraph, author tells you that in the 1960s, banks followed a discriminatory practice called redlining, in which blacks were denied access to services, banking services, especially credit. Okay. In the second paragraph, he tells us that redlining had a depreciating effect on property values in these areas. In the third paragraph, he tells us that though law made redlining illegal, it is still practiced in subtle ways by many companies. And in the fourth paragraph, he tells us that redlining also leads to reverse redlining, in which some service providers identify areas which are denied services by most companies, and these service providers then offer their services at exorbitant prices. So this is the passage all about. This is what the passage is all about. Let's look at the questions now. Question number 1. All of the following can be inferred from the passage except, okay, option A, discriminatory denial of service and differential pricing are characteristic features of redlining. The entire passage talks about discriminatory denial of service. Yes. In the first paragraph itself, author has made it clear. They denied service. They did not lend money. And what about differential pricing? Third paragraph, some auto insurance companies offer different rates based on zip code. So some credit card companies send different offers to homes in different neighborhoods also. So differential pricing is also a characteristic feature of redlining. Option A is correct, can be inferred, not the answer. Option B, the illegalization of redlining brought about a change in scope and nature of the act. Okay, the scope of the act changed, yes, because it is mentioned that some auto companies, some credit card companies, earlier it was mentioned that banks denied them services altogether. Now it is mentioned it is still practiced in subtle ways. So subtle means the nature has also changed. It's not overtly practiced, it is subtly practiced now. And the scope of redlining has also changed. Maybe some companies have started offering the services, only some are still following discriminatory practices. So this can also be inferred, not the answer. Access to mortgage is related to higher property values. It was mentioned that with no access to mortgage, their property values dropped, which means with access to mortgage, yes, we can expect higher property values. Not the answer, can be inferred. Redlining significantly subsided with the passing of Housing Act. Significantly subsided would mean it significantly reduced. It is contrary to what the passage says. It is still practiced in subtle ways. The nature of redlining changed. It is now not overtly practiced, but it is still practiced in subtle ways. So it did not significantly subside. In fact, option D is something we cannot infer from the passage. Which of the following not mentioned in the passage would qualify as an example of a reverse redlining as defined by the passage? Please understand, reverse redlining means if a retailer refuses to serve a certain area, another retailer, an opportunistic retailer, would identify such an area and start offering his services at a higher price, exorbitant price. So this is what reverse redlining is. A hospital refuses to offer medical care to consumers in certain neighborhoods. This is redlining and not reverse redlining. Denial of service. Denial of service is redlining. Offer of service at an exorbitant price in such an area is reverse redlining. Residents of low-income neighborhoods are less likely to be hired for positions than residents of higher income neighborhoods, even when the applicants have the same qualifications. It is also parallel to redlining. An auto insurance company hires an African American spokesperson in a bid to attract more African American consumers. It's neither redlining nor reverse redlining. There is no exorbitant prices included here. There's no exploitation of such an area included here. So neither redlining nor reverse redlining. A grocery store in a low income neighborhood charges exorbitant prices for products that most residents are unable to buy elsewhere because others are not offering service. So he is charging his exorbitant prices for his products. Option D is reverse redlining exactly. Question number 3, which of the following correctly describes a sequence of events presented in the passage? Okay. Option A, subprime mortgages lead to widespread defaults. There was no talk of defaults at all. Defaulter means somebody who's not paid his interest, due interest. Nothing of this nature was mentioned in the entire description of events here. Second paragraph is apparently the source of this question. Landlord abandonment leads to redlining. Wait, it's the other way around. Redlining leads to landlord abandonment because banks redline an area, landlords abandoned, it led to landlord abandonment, right? So opposite or converse is true. Converse is true. It's not correct, factually incorrect. Redlining leads to reverse redlining. Okay. Which leads to constrained access to healthcare. Wait. Reverse redlining does not lead to limited access. It in fact leads to exorbitant prices of services. It is redlining which leads to constrained access. So this is also factually incorrect. Factually incorrect. Redlining leads to landlord abandonment, correct, which leads to use of buildings for crime and drug dealing, exactly what was mentioned in the second paragraph. Option D is the correct answer. Which is the best way to describe author's description of redlining? Okay. Option A, a vicious cycle of discrimination against certain neighborhoods, bringing down their property value, asset value, and driving up the service prices. Exactly how author has described redlining. In the last paragraph, he does say that redlining leads to reverse redlining, which means the service prices are driven up by some opportunistic retailers when they identify the areas where others are not offering their services. So this is exactly what was mentioned. A linear chain of events starting in discrimination, okay, correct, on the basis of race, okay, and ending in crime. Wait, it does not end in crime. There are economic implications as well. There are economic implications as well. Economic marginalization and exploitation of such neighborhoods is the end result. So option B is incomplete. Incomplete description as per the passage. Option C, a complex situation causing social, economic, moral, and emotional harm to a social group. Wait, social harm, yes. Economic harm, definitely. Their property values decrease and they also have to suffer exorbitant prices. Moral harm, yes, drug dealing, and they indulge crime. Okay, maybe. Emotional harm, never mentioned in the passage. While benefiting another group, this was also alien. It is not mentioned that redlining leads to benefit of one group. It basically is marginalization of one group, but not necessarily benefit to another. A business practice exploiting an already socially disadvantaged group. This already is problematic. Author never mentions that these neighborhoods, the black neighborhoods, were already socially disadvantaged. So this part is alien to the passage. Correct answer, option A. A nice passage. I hope you enjoyed it. Keep watching, keep liking these videos, keep spreading the word about TVM. Cheers to learning. Bye-bye.